Hello and welcome to Into the Light. I'm your host, Edina Mauvana. Today we have Ahmed, widely known as Aria. Ahmed is an intuitive coach, energy activator, and twin flame guide devoted to helping souls awaken to their divine purpose. Through heart-led guidance and channeled wisdom, he supports your journey from old earth conditioning to new earth embodiment. He's helping anchoring unconditional love, healing, and higher consciousness in everyday life. Ahmed, I'm so glad to have you. Welcome so much to Into the Light. It's great to have you here.
Great to have you as well, Edina. So nice to connect to you. And I'm so happy to be on your podcast.
Yeah, thank you so much. I originally, just so everyone knows, started following you because, oh my gosh, I think you're one of the very few, not only the very few men, but there's just very few men talking about like the twin flame journey. So that's
Yeah,
definitely
for
caught my,
rare.
yeah, caught my attention, especially since you come from an Arabic, Middle East, Egyptian, right, background. And
Yeah.
so I was immediately drawn into your posts on social media, mostly on Instagram and whatnot, and how you're helping talk about the twin flame journey as a whole, but also you have some unique takes on it. So I'm just really excited to hear about how you got into this whole journey, especially from your background. So it's really great to see the work that you're doing every day.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start my journey that I was a normal guy just playing basketball, professional basketball player. All my dreams was all about basketball. I went to the national team of Egypt. I had a chance to play in Europe. And my whole journey just started as a basketball player until I had an injury in my left knee, which I went to do a surgery and I couldn't come back to play again. And I stayed 2 years without playing any sport. Doctor told me we're not gonna play again.
How
So
old were you?
I was at this time I was 19 years old.
So you were really young. You were trying to go to college and
Yeah,
do everything for basketball.
yes, exactly. So when I went to the surgery and I tried to come back, I couldn't come back. So I started to hear about energy healing, spirituality, law of attraction. So I started really to be attracted to this and I started to go to this and learn about energy healing. And I started doing energy healing for myself. And suddenly after 3 months, I start to come back slowly. And then after 1 year, I start to come back to normal. Like I start to play basketball again. Even doctors told me you're not gonna play anymore. You're gonna stop and you're gonna go for another surgery. But I didn't go for another surgery and I healed myself. And
You
from
healed
there,
yourself. You feel like you
yes.
intentionally regenerated your, what was it, your
Yes,
muscles or whatnot?
it was patellar tendon in my left knee. When I hear was a transformation point in my life that I start to see life differently. There is an energy, I can create my reality. I start to know about law of attraction. I start to go at this area. And then
Yeah.
I start to use it in basketball to just manifest to go in a bigger team, a bigger contract. And I start to manifest all of that
Yeah, yeah.
until my twin flame came to my life.
Okay, so
When
that was
she,
like a romantic connection, right? Or a girl,
it's
a woman in your life, basically, at that.
Yeah, yeah. When she came, my career started to go down in basketball. I start
Oh,
losing
okay. Oh
everything.
no.
Yeah, everything started to crash down. I lost everything. I lost all my money. I like literally my whole life just went to zero. And I start questioning myself, why? And I feel so connected to her. And even we start to do healing together. We both were awakened and I start to awaken more, but I start to work on deeper layer within myself, on ancestor, on past life. I start to remember past life. When I start
Yeah,
to saw
like
her, I
your,
start to,
let me ask you, because you just mentioned the ancestral and the healing work. How did you get first introduced to this while you're in Egypt? Like, what was you were on the social media. Where did you start learning about law of attraction and quantum energy and all of that stuff?
I start to learn all of this through my twin flame journey. Actually,
Yeah.
because when she came, she triggered all my wounds. She
Mm.
triggered everything within me. Like I couldn't handle to stay at this relationship without working on myself because I want to run away. She want to run away. There is some kind of bond is bringing us together always. And this is where I start to learn about healing on ancestor because I will tell you honestly, our first interaction together, I start to see visions of past life together and the karma and wounds start to go. I start to see everything. I start to see why I choose my father, why I choose my mother, why I choose this country. And I start getting crazy. Everything starts to come to the surface, and I don't know what's happening. Just the Kundalini start to arise, and it hit every single chakra
Mm.
and instantly that pushed everything out that I started to panic. So at this time, my whole life had changed and I was still playing basketball. I was still going over myself. I just believe that basketball is my past until I lost basketball when I traveled to Europe. I traveled to Europe searching for a dream to play there, and I got like a contract with an agent, and suddenly this agent disappeared, basketball disappeared, all the contracts just be broken, and I came back to zero, back to Cairo again. This is where the plant medicine ayahuasca actually started to open up for me, and I
Where
went to
did you do
do
ayahuasca? You did
in
it.
front. I did in Cairo, in front of one of the pyramids there. Yes,
You went to Giza and you did the ayahuasca there?
it was in Giza, but not the three. It was the Ara pyramid, if you know it.
Yeah, down.
One,
Okay, so there's another
yeah,
pyramid. Yeah.
yeah. It was one of the most profound experience I ever experienced in my life because suddenly I start to see why I'm playing basketball. I'm playing basketball from my wounds. I start to see my relationship. I start to see, can literally show me all my past life back to the
Your
origin of
past
my
life.
past life. And
You did you believe in past lives being a thing?
yeah,
Like being okay, because I know you come from a Muslim background, right? So
yes.
how did you move away from that like more rigid single life, single mission to having more of this, oh, we were here before these karmic past life that your souls connected previously. How did that happen for you?
It happened for me before my twin because I started to question everything because I was literally, I will tell you honestly, I was living in the top of the mosque. Like my grandfather is a I have a mo like I was always going with my grandfather to pray in the mosque 5 times a
Right.
day with him. I
Yeah.
was literally like a devoted Muslim.
Right.
Yeah, but something hit me that keep me question why I'm doing this and how can I reach? I don't believe, like I start to not believing in that after my spiritual awakening, I start to question everything. But when my twin came, I start to see my origin and my past life back, why I choose is Muslim, why I choose to be a Muslim and why I choose this religion for a certain lesson. And this is how I start to learn how to work on my past life because once I start to clear the karma back for why I choose this religion, at this lifetime, this religion left me. Like it was not resonate with me anymore. This is how I start to open up more.
Okay.
So when I was in ayahuasca, it showed me as well back past life after past life. I started to work on it, and it showed me all the karma that I'm holding that I choose at the first ceremony, and then after that, she showed me why I choose it. So once
Mm,
I start, this is how I start to learn why we choose our demons, actually, why we choose our
right.
negative choices, so
Yeah.
we can embody our, like, can we embody the love and the beauty and the light? Because
Yeah, or like the
ayahuasca show,
highest people talk about like your highest
yes,
timeline, right? Your what does that mean as far as
exactly.
like how do you view that shedding of the old? Like you had your whole life, you wanted to be a basketball, you'd so that ego, maybe manifesting the fame, success, fortune, athleticism, and then it has to all be crushed and taken down when you tap more into the real, genuine spiritual
Uh,
mission work.
Exactly. And I
Yeah.
just realized that everything is coming from the heart. Once you start to drop from your head to the heart and live from your heart, this is what I'm teaching now. Everything is about the heart. Everything is about opening the heart and connect back to your soul because like when I choose to incarnate in Giza, I choose incarnate because besides the pyramid, which is Stargate number 4, which is the gate of unconditional love there. This is what I saw even in my ceremony. So when I start to incarnate that, I went there to embody the code of unconditional love so I can open this gate within me, open the heart, open the Stargate within me, so I can connect directly with my higher self because this is how you literally live into your highest timeline. When you start to open your heart, when you start to connect back to your soul, letting
Mm.
go of the ego mind and drop back to your heart and live in alignment with your soul. This is my whole journey that about the codes of unconditional love and coming back to the heart, alignment of the soul. This is the key that can
Yeah, yeah.
put you at your highest timeline.
And how has it been a journey of balancing the masculine and the feminine, the polarities and the energetic dance in the process of coming into union? Or because I know for me, the twin flame journey, people call it different things. Some people don't like the terminology now, but maybe if you think about any kind of process of or divine union within one's own self, that's being the first mission is to accomplish that unconditional love for one's own self. So, how has it been a journey for you of balancing like being a divine masculine or divine feminine energy as that being the central part of that process?
This is like the best question, and thank you so much for this question because this is make a lot of confusion for people on the journey because we need to know that even if you are man or a woman, you are having both, embodying both
Mm,
energy. But on a twin flame journey, when you choose both to split, you both have it shows that one is masculine, which is not means that he doesn't have feminine, but masculine means that his original soul blueprint align more with the 3D work.
mm.
And the feminine is her original soul blueprint, which align me with a higher dimension and 5D and working on a soul level.
You
The
feel
real
like you're
meaning.
embodying the divine feminine energy in that way?
I'm 100% embodying the fire feminine, and she
Yeah.
is actually. This is what actually caused our second separation because we start to be like the shock because I was always a chaser, but the divine feminine is always a chaser, and the divine feminine lesson
Yeah.
is to come back to herself, align with her heart and soul, healing on the soul level. So the journey is that this is why the one who is doing the work always is the divine feminine because once she starts to unlock herself on a soul level, once she starts to heal on the soul level, once she starts connecting to her higher self directly and switching all her low frequency into love and opening her heart, this is how she gonna put the light on the divine masculine because you both are sharing the same oversoul. So when you do the work on the soul level, the higher self gonna push the masculine to do the work on the 3D. And this is how
Right,
you both
right.
come back to union. So divine feminine work with the first three chakras, the divine masculine work with the lower three chakras, and you then both you come back into the heart together, meet as one soul again, representing literally. This is the whole twin flame journey.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. I think what I'm hearing about what the work that you do is that it's also about doing it on an individual level. And I know just from my own experience, we have to detach, right? It's detaching from everything that's an obstacle or a barrier between us and God. So in that way, I'm familiar with more mystical traditions, and in Islam we have a Sufi conversation about veils being lifted and us becoming on a journey like in our ascension process. I talk a lot about the ascension,
Yes.
law of attraction. So, yeah, how has that been a journey for you to become really closer and more aligned with God for your own self?
I became so closer to God when I told you, when I start to go after my second separation into my dark night of the soul and work on all my shadow. When I start to work on all my shadow and I start to open my heart, when I start to connect to my heart, this is really where I start to hear God within my heart. Because now when I start to see my gifts and I start to develop my gifts, that the heart is the direct portal between you and God. Once
Mm.
you switch this all low frequency and open your heart through love, because
Yeah, like
what I saw.
purification of the heart is the most
Yes,
important thing.
I will tell you something. The ascension that I had two ascension actually so powerful, and one of them was in the plant medicine, and the other one was during my sleep. So the first one in the plant medicine, I had this when I saw my astral body is going up, and every time I'm going up, there is a block or a dimension, and I see this block is a past life where I didn't forgive someone there, I didn't love someone there. So the spirit of the blind was telling me, love, forgive, accept them. They are here to teaching you this. When I said I love you, I forgive you, I accept you, the door is open. So I go up more and I see
Mm.
people are literally abusing me and killing me. I see that's like people killing me. I see a lot of things that, like I cannot explain it. Like so hard to be explained. And hearing love, accept, forgive, love, accept, forgive. I
Mm.
start doing this until I start to go up more and more, and then they show me how God looks like, and I start to see this white light, but look like a diamond and full of symbols and
Mm.
the frequency and vibration. Like literally, I'm seeing light language that
Uh-huh.
it's light language and all full of symbols, and then I start to become one. This is where my heart start to open, and I start to cry like crazy, and then I felt the energy of God within me. And then I'm hearing this is how you reach your God when you start to embody. This is the code of unconditional love, which is when you trust, when you let go, when you surrender, when you love, when you forgive, when you accept. This is how you gonna reach to God. This is how you really reach the frequency of unconditional love.
Mm.
So this is the first ascension I had. This is how I'm teaching people how to embody this code so they can live from their heart, live from the alignment of the soul. And more like I'm now teaching divine feminine because this is the path that I took.
Yeah, so you're teaching a lot of women, working with divine feminine and men too. And you're also in Egypt, right? So you mentioned earlier carrying or holding the blueprint or holding the. Do you think that I know you are near the pyramids. Do you think that it's important for you to be doing your work from Egypt, like energetically? Is that something that is also really
Uh,
powerful for you?
I would tell you honestly, Egypt is so powerful. Holding a lot
Yeah.
of
Right?
prayer is so powerful, and especially for me, I'm living beside the pyramid, but now I'm not living there. I'm living in Sinai, like the mountain in Sinai
Yeah,
now,
Mount
beside the
Sinai.
Red.
So that's like biblical
Yeah,
powerful, right?
yeah. I was in what's called this church. It's so famous, Mary Magdalene Church. I don't know, in Saint Catherine. This is so famous, and most of the people are going there. It's so beautiful.
Yeah,
This is
St.
where
Catherine's in Sinai.
yeah, I connect with the spirit of Mother Mary Magdalene there for the first time, and I sense energy there. It's so beautiful.
Oh wow. Yeah,
So
I've been up there. Actually, we do a over you go first thing at dawn and then spend the first 4 or 5 hours or by sunrise you're
yeah,
at the top to witness the sunrise at the top of Sinai, and they have one of the first also like little mosque spaces up there where people pray, and then coming back down you go down those like stairs of death or whatever like the torrential stairs.
it's so
And
hard.
yeah, and then there was like where there used to be like the burning bush and then the church. So yeah, there's all these, yeah, very amazing
How
places.
was your experience there?
It's good. I was scuba diving and all that also. So people
Wow.
don't realize how beautiful in Egypt is just with nature and everything. But I like to ask about because I know doing grid work or being on the like I have my own spiritual mentor also living in Egypt. I just wanted to highlight that you are able to do your work from Egypt, but also help anyone all over the world, right? You work with clients in the US, where, everywhere, right?
Yeah, it's everywhere. I'm working more. I don't work like I don't have any sole client in Egypt actually. All my sole client, like this is so weird. Even all my soul family that I met, no one is from Egypt, all from all around. I'm the only one from Egypt. But
So
yeah,
how
I'm
is it
working
there? Are you
more.
totally separate from the rest of the population? Do they think that, do you find spiritual community at all there? It's just all foreigners, right?
This is why I moved to Dahab actually, because I have an agent in Sinai because it's more foreigners and I
Yeah.
don't have anyone in Cairo or Giza because once I separate from basketball, I felt like I separate from the whole city and the areas there. I don't have anyone actually. I don't have now friends or anyone I'm connected to. I'm connected to now the land of Sinai more. And I feel the calling to go out of Egypt actually to Bali. This is the
Mhm.
next phase. I feel like I finished with Egypt a little bit now. For I got all what I need from here, the land, the codes, all my teaching, all the like it's so beautiful. This country gave me a lot. Like all my spiritual awakening. I met my twin flame here. I had my whole journey here. Even my plant medicine, everything came to me here. Even I met even all my soul family from all around the world, like literally from Brazil, US, Netherlands, Germany, Korea, even. We met all in one house here together, and it was all happening in Egypt. So
Nice.
it was so beautiful.
And are you, so I know with the twin flame journey, you said you met there and everything. Are you now like still in cycles of separation or union? How do you see that happening right now? What are we looking at for people who are in the twin flame journey and really struggling with that right now?
I will tell you now, honestly, we are now in cycle of separation, but we are doing something called grid work. So everyone is anchoring some kind of frequency at the place that he is. Like for me, I'm anchoring some frequency here. She is from Serbia. She is doing her grid work there. She is deconstructing a lot there through the 3D, through the false matrix there. So we still in separation. Actually, we didn't have one separation. Like we had multiple separation together. But
Okay.
every separation that we had, we grow more. We grow up more until just to align fully with this frequency of unconditional love. This is what I believe in. This is where the final union can happen.
And so, how does the work embodying the codes of unconditional love, how does it tie into what you're talking about with deconstructing some of the 3D matrix or the patriarchal problems, dismantling a lot of, like you did within your own journey, whatever religious beliefs or systems that we have in place now? How do you see yourself as like a pivotal light worker doing that work?
Look, because this is why I'm just working one-on-one with people
Yeah.
because once I connect with a client, I almost feel their energy in my field because I'm a little bit like I'm an empath. I feel the energy. I'm more connected to the energy, so I feel their energy, what they need to work on, what is the blocks, and I'm telling them immediately what you need to work on, and
Okay.
then I'm guiding them back. Always, this is a session called Heart Open session that I'm doing for most of the Blind Feminine on Twin Flame journey. So I'm guiding them back to the origin, where the core of the problem started. Sometimes some client reach to childhood, sometimes some client reach to ancestor, sometimes some client really reach so deep. I have last session I had, my client reached to the origin, remember the first origin life as a fairy flying on the sky and the trauma from the beginning, the origin, and but she remembered it and we start to work on it. And once we go there, we start to heal it through the cause of unconditional love, which she need to love, she need
Mm.
to accept, she need to forgive and to ask what is the lesson behind this experience? And once she embodies the lesson behind this experience and bring her fragment of the soul from this place, this is how her heart gonna start to open more and start to connect more to her soul and start to embody more herself, her true authentic self.
Yeah. So, like you said, it's really at the root of it being able to forgive and love, embody the codes of unconditional love. So, you called it
And the lesson
and what?
and the lessons of
The
behind it, why you
lessons.
choose it.
Yeah. The lessons of why you chose it. And you mentioned that in the beginning. It was came down to why you chose to be in Egypt and so yeah, what do you say to people when they say, "Oh, we didn't have a choice in being here?" What is your response if someone's, "I didn't choose this"? What do you say to someone who just has that attitude?
I would say like you, this is rejection of who you truly are. This is kind of rejection towards yourself. But I have some compassion towards the people because most of the people when they come to me and tell me this, I don't have a choice, I didn't choose
Yeah,
it.
like
Okay, I
life's
totally.
so horrible. Look at all the atrocities we see, and you feel like I didn't choose
Let's
this.
let's come back and I will show you why you choose this. Then when you see this, so sometimes not really people need to see why they choose this. Because
Yeah,
once you see it by yourself, sometimes the mind cannot understand and it's so heavy. So I can say as well to people really the shortest distance to accept yourself, to accept your journey and to awaken is a journey from your head to the heart. Once you drop down from your head to the heart and connect to your soul, you're gonna accept your journey, you're gonna accept the place that you are, you're gonna accept the people around you,
right.
and you're gonna know everything and you're gonna connect to your soul, align with your soul purpose. But the key here is just to drop from your head to the heart and open your heart because the heart is the soul. And most of the people are living, are closing their heart, are shielding their heart. And
Right.
just if they release the shield and open their heart, really, it's so beautiful that, and connect to their soul, everything gonna make sense in their life. And they're gonna live really in happiness and at the frequency of love, which is the highest frequency of the universe.
Yeah, I love how you said it's all about like even healing the heart or purifying those things that have hurt us and the reasons why we need to learn those lessons in the first place. So, you called it a
Yeah.
soul realignment session. Is that what you feel like you're helping? Tell me about how it's in bringing someone into alignment and why you call it like a soul realignment process.
This is the most powerful session really I'm giving. It's all about going to the Akashic record of the client and see what is his soul blueprint. So sometimes the client always have a blueprint that he came with.
Right.
So every soul has a soul blueprint. So I'm tap into this. I'm bringing his blueprint. What is his mission? What is his soul came here to do? What is his blocks? Why he cannot be at doing his mission? What is the blocks from past life? What is the blocks? If he came here with an attached soul, if he came here having a block from his family, everything, like it's called the soul design. So I'm getting
Yeah, how does
downloads.
that I'm curious, how does it relate to the fitra? Like in Islam, we have your fitra is your like authentic state. Do you think of that as like your blueprint, like our natural
Yeah,
state?
it's a blueprint, it's a natural state. So I will tell you. So it's just you compare the soul now, soul and the Akashic record, which is the higher self. You start to compare both. This is what
Yeah.
I'm doing. And then I see why, what is the blocks in the soul here that cannot embody the higher self here.
Yeah.
And from there, I just tell the client, what is the blocks? What is your actually the blocks? Is it here, in this lifetime, in this past life? Did you came with attached soul? Did you have vows? Did you have contract on the last life that's blocking you
Right.
from?
Soul contracts or
Yeah, all of this. And then I'm telling him your soul blueprint. This is your soul blueprint. And this is your weakness, about the soul blueprint. This is your strength. So if you do this, you're gonna be aligned. If you do this, you're gonna be misaligned. This is
Mhm.
the soul realignment. It's the whole design of the soul, of who you truly you are. What is your soul? What is your soul purpose? What you are
Mhm.
here to do? What is your blocks? What you need to work on? So it's how to say a life book for your soul.
Yeah. And so you work, how long does it take for you to do like this blueprint mapping of what their soul is and where they want to be to get on the highest timeline?
So I'm just connect with the client first, 30-minute call, and just
Yeah.
talking with them, and then I schedule a session after it by 3 days, and then I take my time because it take a lot. Maybe it take me from maybe 3 hours work. So
Okay.
I'm doing this reading everything, and I put their whole like I get the download of their whole soul, and I just put it on the PDF, and then I start to telling them everything that they need in a session, which is 1 hour, and then I give them this book. I call it the book of the soul.
Is it your book?
The downloads that I get
Okay. Oh,
from the,
it's like
for
a long
example,
book.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, from everything
yeah,
about them. It's like a personalized book for yourself.
yes, it's
Oh, okay.
yes,
I like that.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
this is the story I like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, amazing. So what kind of outcomes do people have once they've done that and then they get realigned? Where are you seeing the biggest success with the breakthroughs or the transformation process that it brings them?
Look, when I tell them everything, it took a little bit time because they need to work on their blocks first.
Yeah.
They now know everything about themselves, but there is some negative choices that they choose, which whether it's in a past life, whether it's in this lifetime. So they clear it first. This is what I'm working with as well.
Yeah.
They want to work with me, so I'm working with them as well to clear all this block, and then immediately once they clear this block, the result gonna happen because like I told you before, the main purpose here is you to align with your soul and heart. Once you align with your soul and heart, everything gonna flow.
Yeah.
You everything, abundance, everything gonna flow.
That's the getting into the flow state and all of that. Yeah, that's amazing, Ahmed. I really loved it. And if you want to let people know who might be listening, who maybe feel like they're also entering in on the twin flame journey and a lot of this is coming up for them, where should they go to maybe find the best resources that you'd like people to find?
They will find me at all the social media with the name You Are Unconditional Love.
You are
It's
unconditional.
on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Thread. I'm all, and even my website is all You Are Unconditional Love. You're gonna find me there on all
Yeah.
social media. That name, yeah.
Amazing. All right, great. And we'll have all those links listed under the episode. So it's so great to have you, Ahmed. I'm excited for all the work you're doing and your message and just your mission about bringing this to the world and getting it a global reach, all the different ways in which we're connecting not only with each other but all of all the other souls doing this similar work. So it's been really great. And what do you want to leave final thoughts for anyone listening or people who might be tuning in? What are your final thoughts, words of wisdom that you'd like to leave everyone with?
I want to leave something really I always say, and I will say through the whole podcast, come back to the heart, come back to the love. Love is the key. Love is the key for your highest destiny. Love is the key to set you free. Love is the key to put you at your highest timeline. Love is the key to put you at your mission, at every place that you want, at alignment of your soul. So always love is the key.
Yeah, amazing. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hope to have you again. We can talk more about as the twin flames journey is unraveling all the ups and downs, what people are feeling energetically right now. It's a lot. I think
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
a great message to share with the world. And yeah, I'm so excited. So thank you so much. I appreciate it, Ahmed. And
Thank you
talk to you
so
soon.
much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.